China is no longer rising. It is already a superpower, reshaping industries, technology, finance, and geopolitics. It is no longer about economic power. It is about rewriting the rules of global order. In this video, I'll break down 5 key areas where China has already started to dominate. The first area is economic power. For decades, we've talked about China as a rising economic power, but the reality is, China has risen. China is now the world's second largest economy, with a GDP of $17.9 trillion in 2023. It's the largest trading partner for over 120 countries, and accounts for nearly 15% of global trade. China produces 30% of the world's manufacturing output, from semiconductors to electric vehicles. China is also able to enhance its economic dominance through its Belt and Road Initiative. With investments in over 150 countries, China is financing massive infrastructure projects that increase its global reach. We're talking highways, ports, railways, the arteries of the global economy, being financed and built by China, expanding its influence far beyond Asia. Every road, every port, every loan strengthens China's ties with countries around the world, creating a web of economic interdependence that's reshaping global power dynamics. The sheer size and scope of China's economic footprint are unprecedented, and its impact is being felt everywhere. From Africa to Latin America, Central Asia to Europe, China is investing in ports, building railways and financing energy projects, securing access to vital resources and forging new economic partnerships. Further, the growing international use of the renminbi makes China a dominant economic power. The Chinese yuan is gaining ground, with its use in global trade rising 47% in 2023, and central banks worldwide increasing yuan reserves. This is a long game, a strategic chess match where China is playing for keeps. China's economic influence is translating into political capital, giving it a seat at the table on global issues from climate change to trade policy. China is using its economic might to challenge the existing rules of the game, pushing for a more multipolar world where its voice and its interests are paramount. This is the new reality of the 21st century, a world where economic power translates into geopolitical influence, and China is writing the playbook. The second area is technological leadership. For years, China was known as the world's factory, churning out products designed elsewhere. But that narrative is changing, fast. China is no longer content with just manufacturing. It's become a global leader in technology innovation, artificial intelligence, space, and others, pouring billions into research and development, challenging the dominance of Silicon Valley. We're talking about breakthroughs in artificial intelligence. Recently, a Chinese company released DeepSeek, rivaling OpenAI. This is a significant development. It's like the computer race. The first computers were large and expensive. Much money and hardware was needed. But with the invention of the integrated chip, more power could be packed into computers. Today, the average handheld device has more computer power than the Apollo 11 computer that put man on the moon. This is what will happen to AI too. It will become more powerful and cheaper, and China is at the center of this change. China is also making strides in space exploration, landing a rover on Mars. China's Tiangong space station is already fully operational. It expects to land astronauts on the moon by 2030, challenging American leadership in outer space dominance. China is also leading in high-speed rail network. China operates more than 42,000 kilometers of high-speed rail, more than the rest of the world combined. China is making strides in communication. Look at 5G, the next generation of wireless technology. Chinese companies like Huawei are leading the way, building the infrastructure that will power the future of connectivity. This isn't just about faster internet speeds, it's about control over the data that flows through those networks, a strategic asset in the 21st century. China understands that technological leadership is about more than just patents and products. It's about setting the standards, writing the rules for the digital age. It's about shaping the global technological landscape in a way that benefits its own companies and its own vision for the future. China is also graduating more engineers and scientists than any other country in the world, fueling its technological rise. China's technological rise is a wake-up call, a reminder that the future belongs to those who innovate. to those who are willing to invest in the technologies that will shape the 21st century. From artificial intelligence to quantum computing, space exploration, to biotechnology, China is positioning itself to be a major player in the technologies that will define the future. And that means we're entering a new era of global competition, one where the stakes are higher than ever before. The third area is military power. The People's Liberation Army of PLA now boasts the world's largest navy with over 370 warships, narrowing the gap of the US Navy's 470. This isn't just about numbers, it's about advanced capabilities that are shifting the balance of power. For example, in the South China Sea, China has made its presence felt with its artificial islands, military bases, and constant patrolling of the seas. And don't forget that China is also leading in advanced hypersonic missiles, weapons that can travel at 5 times the speed of sound. As mentioned earlier, China has an advanced space program. It also has clear military applications providing critical intelligence and reconnaissance capabilities. China's military rise is a defining feature of the 21st century security landscape. The fourth area is global finance. For decades, the US dollar has reigned supreme as the world's reserve currency. But that dominance is being challenged, and China is leading the charge. Project M-Bridge, which has now come under China's control, offers an alternative global payment system, bypassing the US-dominated SWIFT platform. That's the promise of M-Bridge, supported by BRICS, designed to facilitate cross-border payments. This isn't just about technological innovation, it's about strategic autonomy. As the power behind M-Bridge, an alternative to the US dollar-dominated financial system, China is positioned to reduce its vulnerability to US sanctions. If successful, M-Bridge could chip away at the dollar's dominance, shifting the balance of power in global finance. As China's economic clout grows, so does its desire to reshape the global financial system. China is playing a long game, with the economic weight to reshape global finance. The world is watching closely as China rewrites the rules of global finance. The fifth area is global diplomatic influence. For decades, the world operated under a unipolar order, with the United States as the sole superpower. But that era is coming to an end. China, with its growing economic and military might, is challenging the West's dominance and leading the charge towards a multipolar world. This shift is evident in China's growing diplomatic influence. From the United Nations to the World Trade Organization, China is asserting itself on the global stage, championing its own vision for global governance. One of the most striking examples of this is China's leadership within the BRICS grouping. Once dismissed as an unwieldy grouping of emerging economies, BRICS is now a powerful bloc representing a significant portion of the world's population and GDP. China has been instrumental in expanding BRICS's influence, advocating for the inclusion of new members and promoting cooperation on issues ranging from trade to security. This expansion of BRICS is a direct challenge to the G7, the group of advanced economies that has long dominated global decision-making. But China's diplomatic influence extends far beyond multilateral forums. It's actively cultivating ties with countries across the global south, offering development assistance, infrastructure investment, and diplomatic support. From building roads and railways to financing hospitals and schools, China is winning friends and influencing governments across the continent. China's approach to diplomacy is often characterized as non-interference in the internal affairs of other countries. This has made it an attractive partner for governments wary of Western lectures on human rights and democracy. Despite these criticisms, China's diplomatic offensive is having a profound impact on the global order. The world is becoming increasingly multipolar, with China playing a leading role in shaping the new global order. These 5 areas are just part of the evidence that China has arrived as a superpower and is redefining the global order. If you liked this video, please hit the like button and subscribe. Stay tuned.